going back and forth with landlords about different safety things. One of the things that was a big concern for me was when Eden was born, she was like about 5 weeks old. And we lived in a basement apartment, and it was like cold air coming in through cracks in the window. And I was like, yo, we have to fix this window. I was like, this is too many things that need to be fixed. And so it was like, you know what? Let's just agree to disagree. We ended up having a no-fault eviction.
We had 45 days to move, but then 3 days after, you got a pink slip and an acceptance letter to Emerson. So it's we don't have any money, we don't have a job, and you have this school.
I applied to Emerson as a way to advance my family, but now I feel like I can't do that.
It made me feel like, how on earth could a human being do this to another human being? I just had a baby, we don't have any money to look for an apartment.
Thinking about my whole family, and for me, like, I know that I have to make this right some kind of way. I'm thinking about my wife, and at the same time, I don't want to be a man who is willing to just let the cold air come into our apartment and say, okay, fine, you guys don't want to fix it, just let things go. I don't want to drop the ball on important issues. It's a shaming and frustrating situation. It made me want to feel like, you want to just yell at somebody, you want to argue, you want to do all these things just to try to defend for yourself, try to to advocate for yourself, but that will only make things worse. So it's a feeling like you feel stuck. So we didn't know where we were going to be living. We didn't know what to expect. We never been in a shelter situation. We never been evicted before. So all these new things are happening. We're scared. We're freaking out. But at the same time, we're like, it's all right. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. Trying to find that inner strength. For us, not knowing what to do, what to expect, even what we were going into, or even how to get out of that. We had no idea. We get to Bethany. We pull up and we see all this grass. We see this plush green grass, this Bethany Hills.
All the trees.
It's a literal hill.
Yes.
Bethany Hills, it's a literal hill.
Yes.
And so we're pulling up and we're like, might be all right.
Yes.
It might be okay.
That's how it was. Literally, I felt that in the car driving. I said, this is beautiful. There's so much space for the kids to play.
Right. So yeah, it was definitely exactly what we needed, and more than what we expected.
Exactly what we needed, yes. I almost cannot speak about it. It's so overwhelming. Every single person, not just the staff, but all the residents, everyone that we met, I felt a little bit timid and shy, but then I said, you know what, I'm gonna push myself. So every time I seen a person, I'm like, oh, hi, just speaking. And the way they didn't just give a quick hi. No one just gave a quick hi and kept going. It was more so, oh, are you new here? Is this your family? And do you have any questions? And I was kind of taken aback because we just came from this awful experience, and then we're coming here, and it was just welcoming is just not the word.
It was super comforting for us. We're just an active family, so it just felt like home for us in a way. But we didn't expect for the culture that's here. It's almost like it's something in the water. People talk about the word community a lot, or we're neighbors a lot. We hear those phrases so much that it sounds cliche, but here it's an active process. It's an important thing here, and that was exactly what we needed. It's a special place for sure. When we came to Bethany, I had just gotten to Emerson College, and I wanted to get the bachelor's degree, just go forward. Once we got the no-fault eviction, we're moving out here. I didn't know how that was gonna happen. I didn't know how that was gonna happen. We do the educational planning meeting things. Courtney spoke to us about it, and I was like, yeah, we'll do that. I'm just thinking I want to go down there, meet with this person, and we're gonna talk, we're gonna set goals. My goal is to get my bachelor's degree in about 2.5 years. So I'm gonna go back to Emerson College, and I'm gonna just be taking the train, commuter rail, just going back into Boston. And Courtney's like, yeah, it's cool, we can help with that. Is there any books you need? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm gonna need books. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna need some books, She's like, okay, what books do you need? And so she starts we can order those books for you. We can make sure that you have these things. And I was like, and that blew me away. Courtney's like, we can pay for this, we can pay for this. We can see about helping out with this. So all these pieces that were these big mountains that I didn't know how we were gonna climb. Bethany was able to just help to take them down. It's let's just get rid of that. And it was appreciative is not even the word.
I know for me personally, I probably would not be where I am emotionally, mentally. The level of growth that I've experienced here in the past 3 years, like I just could not imagine happening if I was not here. From all of the classes, I forced myself. I'm someone who would have just went and sat in the back of the class and just listened, but I forced myself to interact, and it was so much easier because everyone else was doing it. And it's encouraged, and it's safe, and it feels good. You don't feel like someone's gonna use whatever information you're sharing to hurt you. And I love that. I know that without Bethany Hill, my son would not have had that grounding and that stability. He's learned responsibility, he's learned compassion, he's learned empathy. And I know that we just would not have had that without Bethany. And as for Eden, this is the only home she's ever known, and she loves it. And that is the one thing that really like tugs at my heartstrings about when we move on, when it's our time to move on, because this is her home. I don't want to rip her away from this great place, but you know, I know that I look at it as like we're just growing. So it's just a part of our story, and we don't have to let it go. We can hold it close. I will make sure that my kids remember it. I will make sure that we remember it, because it ignites something inside of me that like I want to do the same thing for someone else.
You know, I'll say definitely support Bethany Hill, because your gift is gonna show somebody humanity and restore people's faith in humanity. All those cliche, all those phrases that you hear about love and community and being a neighbor, this is where it comes to life.
Definitely support Bethany, because they do what they say they're doing. If you contact any one of the staff people and tell them that you're in need or you're having a problem, or immediately they're trying to solve that issue. They're trying to solve the problem. And so absolutely, why wouldn't you want to support a place like that? They are doing exactly what they say they're doing.